Watch who?
Hello.
And welcome to See Watch Who, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Mark.
I'm Sarah.
I'm a Doctor Who fan.
I'm new to watching Who.
Watching for the very first time.
Very first time.
What was that?
Oh, I'm ill. I went out of tune. What can I say?
Well, welcome back, everybody. We are working our way through, well, all of Doctor Who. And we're on to the Sarah Jane Adventures at the moment, Series 1. Now, you weren't as positive last time.
No.
Actually, it's been a while since we recorded again.
Yeah, I've been really ill. I had a chest infection, which wiped me. Well, I had a seizure and a chest infection, didn't I? Did I have a seizure when we last recorded? I can't remember.
I don't think so. I think it's been that long.
Yeah, I had a seizure. Then I had to go on antibiotics because I was still ill and it had gone into a chest infection. And then I was really ill. And I just couldn't get for anything without coughing. So I was like, we just had to wait until I was like, I mean, I'm still coughing, but it's at least I can get through talking a sentence without having a coughing fit. So I'm not like sniffling every 3 seconds. So, you know, it's better than what it was, but it's a lingerer. Is this cough?
Yeah. And you had Sarah Jane to watch as well.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't even, when it was bad, I couldn't even like look at a TV. It was really like migrainey and bad. It was awful. Because I didn't enjoy it last time, even when I did want to watch TV, there was nothing in me that was like, now I'm going to go and sit and watch Sarah Jane.
There we are.
And actually, I did enjoy this one. If I'd have known, I probably would have done this sooner.
No, well, it's the Warriors of Kudlak this week. But before we start, a couple of things, because it's been a while. Actually, I forgot to do this last time. Lucas will be happy. So way back in the Doskers, which was ages ago now.
That's like 3-4 episodes ago.
A long time, everybody. It's been a while. We talked about the Honey Award, didn't we? The Grodwyn Honey Award. And there was a bit of back and forth with Lucas, keeper of the Doskers. I'm not sure. I just decided, but it's along with your decision as well.
Right.
I think we should give the Honey Award to Brannigan because you wanted him to have an award.
I don't even remember why we give it.
Well, it was basically like a supporting character, but they didn't do enough to be a supporting character, but we really liked them.
Right.
But they didn't do enough to, and that's Brannigan. So I'm going to just say Brannigan, put it on that.
Who was Brannigan again?
Please. The cat guy.
Well, no, it was either going to be, I either say Brannigan or Lazarus. Laszlo.
Okay, well, I just put Brannigan because you really wanted him.
Yeah, I just really want Brannigan. I really love Brannigan.
Let's say that because this can't go on any longer. We need to decide. It's been ages, so just wanted to let everyone know that.
That's like the biggest like. That's just done. All right.
It was such a long time ago.
Here's a $100.
It was a long time ago. We should just mention this episode. Sorry, Patreons. This episode is coming out this Monday. That's how far ahead we are on episodes.
We are not far ahead at all. Sorry.
And as this episode comes out, this week we're going to go to a little convention.
We are, yeah.
On the Saturday.
Yeah.
So
to make it up to you, we will do a special feature for our Patreons. How's that?
So everybody, the most exciting thing, I have booked a professional photo for Sarah.
I forgot.
So Sarah is going to get a professional photo with Colin Baker, the Sixth Doctor, because I really want you to have the professional photo experience. We've had selfies before on the phones, but it's getting that professional shot, the one click, and you don't get another chance, and it's printed out there forever. So I cannot wait for that.
Great.
So we'll talk about that after that happens, but it's coming very soon. So it's the Barry Comic-Con thing we're going to again, aren't we? So
yeah.
And there's talks, there's all sorts going on. I think there's going to be more than last time.
Who am I going seeing? Colin Baker?
Colin Baker, the Sixth Doctor. Perry is there. And Paul McGann, the Eighth Doctor, is there as well.
Nice, Colin Baker.
Is he nice? Yeah.
Okay.
We might. Oh dear.
One sec. Just one sec. Hello?
Domino's, I'm up for.
Oh, Fab, I'll come down now. Bye.
I heard that. That's your Domino's
That's
arriving.
Domino's.
Have all these kids really gone missing?
Me and Mr. Kudlak run a special competition for the more skilled competitors.
This is wicked. It's like Premier League for laser tag.
Do you think you're man enough to have a go?
Soon you shall have all the children you need.
24 children have disappeared recently.
All cities where there's a combat 3000.
Don't worry about them, Miss Smith.
The ultimate warrior of the future is always on guard for a surprise attack.
Perhaps I can help. Goodbye, Miss Smith.
What pizza have you got?
Pepperoni and peppers.
Oh, and peppers. Okay.
Mm. And it's been a game changer. For me, anyway.
I feel like that is a more healthier version.
Feels very standard, but I don't know what it is. Yeah, it just hits the spot in a different way. So you thought I was going to say pineapple, but James won't do pineapple.
Oh, I like pineapple. Well, ham and pineapple with extra pepperoni would be amazing. That can be quite heavy, though. I feel like the peppers are a bit of a lighter option. Okay, well, while Sarah eats her pizza, we should talk about Sarah Jane. Well, yeah, speaking of Sarah Jane, recently it would have been, I think last week, I saw a load of posts and everything. It would have been 20 years since Sarah Jane came back in School Reunion.
Yes, I saw that. I think I sent you something about that.
Yeah. So, which means, because I always think we're like really far behind. Well, we were like 50 years behind or whatever when we started. 20 years. We're like 19 years behind current Doctor Who. So we are catching up.
Slowly.
If that was Sarah Jane arriving 20 years ago. Anyway, let's get on to today's story. So last week, you weren't very enthusiastic about, I can't even remember what it's called, I the Gorgon. I think quite a lot of people like that one though. And so I was like, I don't know what you're going to think about this one. Because actually, in my mind, this one was a little bit more, the tone was a bit more like the first, the Slitheen one. I don't know, it's a bit more childlike. I felt like last week wasn't. I wasn't sure what you're going to think. But when you said you enjoyed it, I was like, oh, okay. Maybe you're just more getting used to the Sarah Jane vibe a little bit.
Sorry. I'm just finishing that sauce. It kind of it reminded me a little bit of Doctor Who in that it started with, I mean, you've got them going down the street, whatever. Down Womerby Street, actually, here in Cardiff. But it was when Sarah Jane was with that mum and that setup. And it felt more like her as a journalist.
She's a journalist, ladies and gentlemen.
It wasn't to do with, like, there's an alien in the garden. Or, do you know what I mean? It felt more like there's this news story and this is her looking into this news story. Why is this child gone missing?
And not only is she a journalist, she's a very good one too.
More like, the everyday. She's been a journalist.
She's a journalist.
She's always a journalist.
And there's this mother who's her son has gone missing. And I don't know, I really sort of like that scene. I really connected to that scene of like, oh, okay, there's this mother and the son's gone missing. Where is this son gone? And then when we go back to the house and there's that really good scene, which again was really powerful, where they're going, oh, Corporal, and that whole scene around like, oh, I made fun of all that. For two reasons. I was kind of like, oh, I thought it was quite good for that sort of audience about like, you don't know what names could be, sort of that sort of side of things. But I just found it quite a powerful scene as well. Obviously it's for kids, but it didn't feel like it was for kids.
No, it's difficult. It's difficult to get that idea that it's a kids show out of your mind when you watch something like this. I know what you mean about just like seeing sort of Sarah Jane doing her everyday thing. It's not just like alien invasion sort of thing. The stuff with Luke though, so basically Sarah Jane is investigating these kids have gone missing, and one of the kids at the school with Luke and Clyde and Maria and everyone has gone missing, and Luke has been the accidental school bully by like making fun of this kid that had gone missing. The Luke stuff though really is a bit cringe for me. That whole like, he doesn't understand jokes because he's like an alien kid or whatever. He doesn't have like all the emotions. It's a bit like, and I don't know if you're familiar with it, it's what I don't like. It's why I don't like Star Trek. Because if anyone knows Star Trek The Next Generation, you've got Data, like the android guy, and they do it so badly in Star Trek. It's the humorless stuff. Data's, they're like, yes, Data, it's like a human dance. We do this when we have, and he's like, dance? I don't understand what dance, all that kind of stuff. It's like Data from Star Trek is what Luke in Sarah Jane is. That sort of, I don't understand human jokes and things like that. Why is that funny? I don't know. I know what they're trying to do, but I just cringe throughout the whole of all of that. But I suppose it worked in this instance, and the bit where he's accidentally bullying the kid, because it's sort of,
yeah,
I don't know, it works in that way. But some of the other stuff, I'm just like,
I know
oh,
what you're
no.
saying. I also liked, what's his name? The other kid, the other boy.
Clyde,
thank you. I'm terrible with names. I liked that we learned a little bit more about Clyde in this. We learned a little bit more about his family, because he was saying about, like, when your dad runs off with your mother, or, we learned a little bit more about him, maybe like why he's a bit jokey. I liked that this was more of a Luke and Clyde story.
Yeah, it's very divided. So it's Sarah Jane and Maria are doing the investigating, and then it's Luke and Clyde that go off to the Laser Quest thing.
Yeah, and I quite like that, because it kind of gave them a bit of a solidifying them as friends. We've very much sort of set Luke and Maria up as, like, they're neighbours and, like, they're friends. But I quite like this sort of, that Clyde's there as his friend, who's a male as well, and trying to help him, and that they're just bonding and being boys. I quite like
it's really difficult not to think of Clyde as, like, much older. He doesn't seem like he's in the same year group as Maria and Luke sometimes.
No.
He's much more sort of wiser and older. I don't know. He doesn't really fit. I was just about to say.
But actually, I think I can sort of believe it a little bit more based on that scene. Just then, I think he can get away with it, because I think it sort of hints that, like, he's obviously got things going on at home and stuff. So maybe that I can sort of believe it, like, he thinks he's a little bit older and acts a little bit older. So now I can sort of, like, forgive a little bit of that character. I mean, he is. I know that obviously as an actor he is, but I can almost forgive that in the way that they've also played his home life, compared to, like, Maria, who's, like, still got a very stable dad situation. Mum still comes and visits and stuff.
Well, yeah, Clyde fits in again with Sarah Jane's in the attic. So it's like Maria comes over for her sort of to get away from her family or whatever and stuff. And then you can always imagine, like, Clyde sort of coming over to see his mate. It's like their safe haven, isn't it? It's their place. And actually, that attic sells. There was some scenes with Maria and Sarah Jane in there. That is a huge set. I mean, realistically, that is the biggest attic ever on top of that house. That would not all fit in there. But just the way that the camera moved around it and all the different places they can shoot, it's huge. It's their TARDIS, isn't it, basically? But I just noticed that more in this episode.
I just felt, for me, this story solidified a few more of those things. Like, I love the dad. I mean, you know me, I love the dad. I think he's such a cool character. I think he's great. And there was no dad in this.
Well, that's it. No Maria's dad or mum or any of Maria's son. Maybe that's why this episode felt a little bit different with our main characters. They've got a bit more of a chance.
I think it just gave us a chance to really get to bond them together a little bit more. It felt like the boys got to bond and work things out. The girls were working together. Not in, like, a mother-daughter way, just actually as girls, as women working things out. I like to say, like, I'm on work experience,
Oh, yeah, all that stuff, going around investigating with. Well, so in part one, Luke and Clyde go off to the Laser Quest place, and we see them playing and everything. I love a Laser Quest.
Oh, do you?
Have you never done it? Seriously?
No, never done it.
Oh my God. I can't believe it. I thought you were going to be like, yeah.
I don't think we had one near us.
I had a local one, and we all went. I think I went with the Scouts. I'm sure I went for Ross's birthday once. We all went to Laser Quest multiple times. There's one in Chelmsford. I mean, it was exactly the same every time for like 20 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Whoever's birthday it was, we'd always go. Oh, and it was exactly like it is there. I imagine they're still around. I don't know. I haven't really heard of one for a long time. But the one in Chelmsford was great. I think it shut down. The last I heard, the one in Chelmsford, there was some people that I knew when I was a bit older, sort of college age, who they were friends with the people who ran it or something, and they had like a lock-in and someone got injured or something. I can't remember what happened, but but no, it just brought back so many memories of just running, and I was terrible at it. I'd just walk in and everyone would be like, you just wouldn't see, and there'd be like the dry ice and stuff and all of that. Oh, I can't believe you've never done it. I absolutely can't believe you've never done it. That is a surprise, but love a laser quest.
I mean, I've always wanted to do one.
Should definitely find one. Yeah, and then obviously Luke is going to be great at doing this kind of thing because he's got like extra special abilities and reflexes and stuff. The sort of two stories, Sarah, Maria and Luke and Clive, they sort of meet together on, because we find out that the kids are going missing and the last place they went was the laser quest. I like the bit of Sarah and Maria going to that kid in the cafe and trying to sort of like interview him sort of thing.
Yeah. I liked that sort of like her being a journalist.
She's a journalist, ladies and gentlemen.
Sort of like when Sarah Jane first appeared, she's going around she's taking photos of the dinosaurs for the newspaper and stuff like that. And yeah, I think that is the best version of Sarah Jane, when she's investigating like that. There was a part of this story, though, which I don't think worked with her. And it's the bit where she's with Maria. And so they find out there's like a storm or something whenever kids disappear. There's like a brief rainstorm. I didn't really understand it, to be honest. But when Sarah's making that gadget and she's taking it up the hill to make it rain with Maria, when she's building it and, you know, Maria's like the companion role, it's almost like they're trying to make Sarah Jane that doctor sort of, you know, when David Tennant's like, well, I'll get this and da-da and do this and do this. She's almost trying to do that, but it's just, she just can't do that. I feel like it's written in that way, the doctor doing his gadget-y thing and Maria being like, what's that? It just doesn't work. Trying to make her like the doctor in that way, I just don't think it's not Sarah Jane. It's not her strength. I felt like she struggled acting that as well, trying to do all that stuff. And it just didn't feel right with her. And it's all this gadget, you know, made out of household bits and pieces like the doctor would do. How they get out that hill, I don't know. And she's pressing the button as if she shouldn't be like that. Okay, she knows about science and stuff, but I don't think Sarah Jane is going to put together this huge gadget and to do some spacey thing. That's a doctor thing. It's not a Sarah Jane thing.
I know what you mean. I don't mind it because it's already been established in the show that she has access to that stuff and can do that stuff. So, and you know, we've seen the attic. We've seen that she has Dr. whatever he's called, Smith in the attic or whatever she's called him. So I didn't mind some of that stuff. And also I kind of liked that it's a female doing some of that stuff.
I know. But when she gets that welding helmet out and everything, I'm like, come on, that is not Sarah Jane.
I didn't mind that too much. I didn't mind it.
Mate, I mean, I don't mind. Yeah, okay, she's going to get the knowledge from Mr. Smith. He's going to give her the blueprints or whatever to make it. I just feel like it's that sort of, she's trying to be that sort of quirky. Well, if I get this trumpet here and plug it into the, I don't know. It just didn't make sense. I think it also I didn't get why they needed to do that. So there's a storm and then she goes up and then it rains all these like seed things. And then they go back and they're like, oh, that means someone's been transported or something. I didn't really follow what was going on. Visually, it looked great and it was an amazing effect and everything. And I'm sure that machine, I was in the Doctor Who experience at some point, they had to sort of investigate a bit more. And when it went all to that sciencey bit, like you say, I'd rather they just did their sort of silent witness and went round the streets asking people stuff or whatever. And had, I don't know, it didn't really make too much sense to me. But we find out that kids are being taken away. And I like the idea behind it. They don't try to hide that it's an alien from the beginning. We see the guy, don't we?
Yeah. It's all very clear from the start. And yeah, well, there he is, Mark.
I've got a figure of Mr. Kudlak.
Well, again, I think this is another reason why I quite like that story. It's very clear from the start who it is. I quite like that. Within that first episode, we know what they're trying to do. We don't know why why they're getting them, that first episode. I quite like the journey that went on. Where's this leading to? And then where it twisted at the end, I was like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't see that coming, and I enjoyed the twist.
And it's not like a stupid alien idea in a way. Like, a lot of the time they're like, we're going to invade because whatever. But this time I was like, there's a war going on. They need warriors. If you win Laser Quest, you must be a good warrior. It's a really good idea. The guy who works there, what's his name? Mr. Grantham, I think. He's a little bit silly in some point. I think he's a bit over the top at some points. But I like all the stuff with him where Sarah Jane and Maria get into the place. Oh my God, we have to say, okay, if anyone's going to win a Honey Award, the receptionist at Laser 3000, that woman.
Yeah.
Do you remember her?
Yeah.
Like, she's a Honey Award person if we did have Honey Awards for this. She would be there. Receptionist at Laser 3000, yeah.
Like nothing, Mark.
She's funny. She's great.
She has like 4 lines.
That's why you get a Honey Award. You make an impact with 4 lines like the receptionist did. But yeah, Mr. Grant, all of that stuff with Sarah getting her lipstick out, being like, oh, that's why it's a sonic lipstick. That's how she gets out of it. She's about to get killed and she's like, can I put some lipstick on? Perfect subterfuge there from Sarah Jane.
I very much was surprised at how much I enjoyed it compared to last week.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I bet. And I just think it's because more than anything, it was that early start and it just went back to some real basics. Maybe I like that it is what it is, which is a show of some kids and a journalist.
She's a journalist, ladies and gentlemen.
Trying to, doing things and then coming across these monsters. I feel like maybe last week's, which was the nun one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think that just felt a little bit too paranormal silly for me. Whereas this, there's something, I've heard this thing in here, let's go here. This one felt like a natural progression to where it ended up. Like how they came across those things, you know what I mean? Like it was a story of a kid going missing and how they got that. In the same way in that first episode, the very, very first one, the pilot one, was there's this factory in the town. Tell me about this factory.
Yeah, it's more like a more natural it's a more natural way of getting to the story rather than, I suppose, the nun one was a bit of it wasn't as... It
didn't feel as natural. And I think that's why I just struggled to get on board with it. Like, it just felt really forced in. I think if it had been something like, and I don't know how it would have worked, if there had been something along the lines of, she'd have gone to visit someone she knew. Like, she'd have gone to visit an old friend and had discovered it naturally that way. Do you know what I mean? Like someone else in that home and they'd had a conversation. She'd gone to see an old friend and they were looking over some old photos from like old stuff. And then, it happened that way. It would have felt a little bit, but it just felt really shoehorned. Like, this is, my nan's friend, she's always talking about this weird stuff. I don't know. I think that's why I struggled from the start to be really on board with it.
It's funny how there's a lot of similarity. I mean, Mr. Grantham ends up at Sarah Jane's house. Like, the nuns ended up at Sarah Jane's house last time. The bubble shot guy in the first episode ended up they always end up at her house, I've noticed.
Yeah, they all know where she lives.
They all know where she lives. Everyone knows where Sarah Jane
lives.
Yeah, she should. It's a massive house. You can't miss it, though, can you?
Yeah, no, it's true.
I liked in part 2 when Luke and Clyde there's the other kids and they find the missing kid, Lance. I mean, sorry, Lance. You have a hairline of like a 30-year-old. I'm so sorry. That's all I can say. I was like, that poor child. If he was a child, I think they've employed a 30-year-old actor there because his hair gave it away. Anyway, they find him. The costume, actually, the alien look is a good look. It's funny though. So obviously you've got the main guy, and then there's like the mistress, like the female one on the screen. And I feel like this is very classic Doctor Who. When she comes up on the screen, it's like the same costume, but they've just put like a glittery scarf on her to make her look the female one. That's like Doctor Who doing that with the Ice Warriors, just putting like put a bit of glitter on, and it's the female one. It's the mistress on the screen. Same costume, just put some glitter. Oh, they're all up in space. They are genuinely up in space.
I think that's another reason why I enjoyed it. It had that space moment, which we've not had so far, but it was the kids enjoying it. And then Sarah Jane be like, oh no, but it was the kids that had that moment. And I quite like that moment of them being like, what is that's not the moon? Oh my God. And that was such a great, can you imagine as a kid watching that and then being like, oh my God, kids are in space. That was another moment that really hooked me back in of like, yeah, okay, where's this going to go? How's it going to get out of space?
Well, exactly, yeah. It feels a bit bigger. It's like they could, the budget is there to have a little bit of space. Even though it's like, obviously, all studio and stuff, it still feels like there's a wider universe rather than just Sarah Jane telling you about it every week. They actually get to take part in it. And Sarah Jane's reaction as well when they look through the window as well. I like how it comes back to like, it's their skills of the Laser Quest, and then it's sort of real life now. They've all got to work together and everything. And all the kid actors are really good as well. And yeah, they managed to, do they fly the spaceship back? I mean, it was way ages since I saw it. Because I was like, how are they going to get out of this? They end up getting the spaceship back,
I can't even remember how they get back. I can't remember if they fly the spaceship back or they get teleport back. I don't even think it's actually said how they get back.
I think they're heading towards the spaceship, aren't they? That's where all the kids are.
They were heading, but then they meet the guy and he's like, I'm at your mercy. And like, I can't remember how it ended. Because remember, he has that whole thing with the Queen.
Yes, yeah.
That all ends. And he's like, I'm at your mercy. Like, we could have ended this war. And I can't remember if they fly it back or if they just teleport them back to Earth. Because obviously they've teleported them or whatever, transmitted them from Earth to that ship. And I don't know whether they've just done that to bring them back to Earth.
Yeah, I can't remember. I mean, it's been over a week since I watched it.
I can't remember.
I'm just looking up the synopsis, but it doesn't say. It just says.
I feel like it didn't show them coming back to Earth. I feel like the next scene is them being returned. Like the next scene is through Lance being returned back to his mum. He's in Sarah Jane's car.
Yeah, I think we don't see it.
I don't see them coming back to Earth. I don't remember it.
I think there's a line that says, right, we're going to get the spaceship back.
Yeah, there's like something, but I don't think you see it.
I mean, I don't think there's any budget to show Sarah Jane fly the spaceship, yeah.
I know. And if they don't show them in a ship or anything like that.
No.
Or being teleported or anything like that, no.
Oh, can I just say about them sending Lance back with them? Okay. Lance, Clyde, Maria. Oh no, I've done it again. That's 5 in her car. That is a squash.
I know. When they were all sat in the car, I was like, there's no way they've all been in that car.
That was very clever. It cut, and there was like 3 of them out of the car already. You didn't see them all get out of the car. They could not have. Lance is like lying across, 2 of them in the back to get back to his
like
house.
on the boot of the car or something. They're in the boot. There is no way.
Yeah.
There's no way he's in that car.
Absolutely not. No, I'm glad you noticed that. That's car watch. I'm always going to be on car watch for this. Who turns up at Sarah Jane's house and car watch? Oh, and then there's the kiss at the end. Luke and that girl kisses Luke, and it's again another really cringe moment for Luke. I want him to get a bit more with it. I think I just can't really. He's just not my favourite at the moment because of all of that stuff. I know it's really early on, but it just gets on my nerves. But yeah, I wouldn't have said before this. I would have. If you gave me a list of this series, I'd be like, oh, this one I'm not really bothered about. But no, I really enjoyed it, actually. And it just makes me want to play Laser Quest, basically.
Yeah, I bet. Well, there we go.
I'm glad you enjoyed this one a bit more. Yeah. I know Sarah Jane is a bit of a struggle getting through these.
We'll see. I feel like I could watch the next one now, which is positive. So
I say this every time. They only get better. They do. I swear. I'm just going to look up what the next one's called. It's a really good one. Everyone loves this one. So the next one is called Whatever Happened to Sarah Jane.
The little trailer for it looked interesting.
I swear, you have to like this one. I'd be so shocked if you don't. It's a really good one. There we are. I've hyped it up enough. But you know what? I realised something the other day. You know, like Gilmore Girls really well, right?
Yeah.
Watch it a lot. Okay, and I've seen it like through, but only like one. I haven't watched it loads and loads like you. That is just like your Doctor Who, and I now know how it feels. You know, when I'm like in that episode from 1965, that character, and I'm like, of course you're going to remember that person.
Yeah.
That's like you saying about in the Gilmore Girls, this happened, and I'm like, oh, I might need to just double check who that is or what that is. Now, I totally appreciate that now.
Yeah. Well, there you
Which
go.
I never really thought. I only thought about that the other day.
That is my Gilmore.
I was just thinking, and actually, when you do remember like Edith and stuff, I'm like, oh my god, actually, that's like you saying to me, remember like from this very specific Gilmore Girls episode, and it's difficult.
I did it to you the other day because I was like, oh yeah, but we skipped. I'm trying to get James to get through it because I want to watch it, like, because I need to. I'm at a point where I'm like, I need to watch Gilmore Girls, but he hasn't watched it, so I'm trying to get him to watch it, and he just won't watch it. Well, he will, but he's like, oh, but I need to watch it because you want me to watch it, but he's tired, and so we've watched a lot of Malcolm in the Middle, which I also enjoy. But we're on to season 5 of Malcolm in the Middle, and I'm like, look, we could have watched a lot of Gilmore Girls in this time. And he's like, but like they're longer episodes. I was like, that doesn't matter. We've sometimes watched 3 or 4 episodes of Malcolm, and we could have watched 1 episode of Gilmore Girls or 2 episodes of Gilmore Girls. He's like, but he was like, I don't have to sit and watch Malcolm. It can just be on. Whereas Gilmore Girls, you want me to watch because you're going to expect that I know things that have happened. I'm like, yeah, of course I am. He was like, but it's different for you because you can just have it on because you know it. Whereas I have to actually watch it. And this is how I feel about Doctor Who.
Yeah, I was just about to say that's why you have to be in the right frame of mind to watch Sarah Jane or
exactly
or something like that. Yeah, you do have to be in the right frame of mind depending on what it is. Actually, I do have one other thing to say. I have had a message or two from Neighbours Guy.
Oh yeah, go on.
So he messaged the other time. So they've been auctioning off some of the other props and stuff. So he's been messaging me about that. And then it's announced today that the early episodes of Neighbours are going to like a streaming service over here. So
which one over here?
He messaged me, another one that no one's ever heard of. So many of them. What is it? UK TV.
Oh yeah. My mum loves UK TV.
Well, like the first 400 episodes are going to over. So he messaged, which again, he's messaged, and I'm like, great, this is happening, great. I'm like, but you've got them all on VHS, haven't you? Like, I don't know why he's like excited about it because he's got them all on VHS. I don't know why.
Maybe he's just excited for like it to be on TV.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but it's UK TV, so I don't think it's around the world. But anyway, yeah, he has been in touch. He hasn't asked about any other VHS or anything, but it's been civil, and it's just, yeah, that's great. That's amazing. How fun. So, yeah, he's around, everyone. Neighbours Guy is still there.
You never went away.
He's still going, yeah. I know everyone wants a Neighbours update. There we are. Well, looking forward to doing the next Sarah Jane.
Yeah, I bet.
And I will obviously post up pictures and things of our convention experience and Sarah meeting Colin Baker, etc. Yeah, we will see you all very soon. Anyway, you can find us on social media at 2watchwho and patreon.com/2watchwho. Apologies to Patreons getting things late and it being a bit quiet recently, but we will. There'll be more content coming soon. So yeah, we will see you very soon, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
2 Watch Who.